For those of you that buy into all the insanity or garbage that CNN and all of its other affiliates spread, then it's probably no surprise that you sound like an idiot when you try to talk about politics or anything of the sort, considering CNN's use of fake news in the past, and to date the fact that they still use fake news today. They've been caught multiple times using fake news, and it's not even a conspiracy theory. It, if you don't believe me, go to YouTube it, just type it in, CNN fake news. The videos, the YouTubers that shed light on this, the evidence is overwhelming. And you would think that it'd be able just to drive the fact into the head of the craziest, most hardcore liberal skeptics, but you're still gonna have people out there go, oh no, CNN's not fake news, no. When they've been caught multiple times airing fake news. And now they know that people are catching on to this. They know people are flocking away from the mainstream media stations, and that they're all flocking to smaller news YouTube platforms, YouTubers like Mark Dice and others, who actually give us real news. CNN's not a reliable source. I mean, both CNN and MSNBC at one point aired an interview with the same dude at the same time, which I'm pretty sure is impossible unless this dude can clone himself. Little tip to CNN. If you're going to do that, you don't have the live caption on it. You have that this was aired an hour ago or something like that. Because I just don't know how anyone can be so stupid. It just surprises me that they haven't been put out of business yet, but then again, with the amount of money that they have, it's not really that surprising. Now they know that people are catching on this, they're really just trying to put an end to the truthers out there, exposing them. They're trying to shut these channels down, YouTube channels. And I wouldn't be surprised that they do, like I said, considering the amount of money that they have, and that they're controlled by the corporate elites of the world. But what do you expect from a news network that backs Hillary Clinton as being president? I mean, more or less her even running in the election. I'm not a lawyer or anything, but shouldn't she be like in jail or prison? I'm pretty sure all the crimes that she's committed add up to more than 3 life sentences, considering the fact that she's responsible for the deaths of 2 people, including our U.S. Ambassador, Christopher Stevens, which I'm going to get to. But what do you expect from the Clintons? Their name is synonymous with scandal. When I think of the word scandal, that's the first name that comes to mind, even over the Bushes, George Bush and the other members of the Bush family. It's always the Clintons, because they've been involved in multiple scandals. And here's just a few to name, that you may not have heard of. There's Chinagate. It says here the Clintons took bribes from Chinese banks and Chinese government to help their dwindling poll numbers, and I believe this was during the Clinton-Bush election of 1996. I don't know too much about this one. I do know that they took bribes, which is a crime. Somehow they walked away, though, scot-free, like they always do, because they're the Clintons. They'll get away with anything. You have one here, the Travelgate. It says here, Hillary fired 7 government officials and replaced them with associates from Arkansas, which I might add that these were pro-Clinton associates who would do whatever she says. It says here that she almost sent a man named Bill Dell, almost sent him to prison for nothing. Yeah, an innocent man who was for years harassed by the IRS, the FBI, and the Clintons, who was wrongfully accused of tax evasion. I believe that was something I read in an article. The Whitewater scandal, where the Clintons accepted financial and political favors and were accused of improper campaign contributions regarding a real estate development. Many innocent people were falsely accused and jailed for fraud, while the Clintons walked away, unsurprisingly, unscathed. The Vince Foster Jr. mystery. For those of you that don't know Vince Foster was a lawyer, and he was a really good friend of Hillary Clinton's. He was found dead in July 1993. A 1913 .38 caliber revolver, which belonged to his father, it was found next to him. Now, his death was ruled as a suicide, but manner he was shot in was, it was the same way as in the movie A Few Good Men, which he went to go see a few days before. Now, a lot of people speculate and assume that Hillary was behind this, that she sent a hitman after him. Why? In the movie, pretty much the movie is about a man who's afraid to tell no to his commanding officer. His commanding officer gives him an order, he's afraid to tell him no. Same thing with this lawyer, Vince Foster, who was afraid of testifying against the shady actions of the Clintons, I guess. And she feared he was going to, so she sent a hitman after him. What else do we have here? We have the Filegate scandal. Craig Livingstone, who was the director of the White House Office of Personal Security, who improperly accessed FBI files of several hundred individuals for Hillary Clinton. She sent him to do this. This was one of her orders. Because these individuals, they were members of previous Republican administrations, and she was accused of violating people's personal privacy rights. But what happened to her? Nothing. She got away with it as usual, as she gets away with everything. But she won't get away with this when she has to answer to God. Because Hillary Clinton is a very bad person, for those of you that don't know. I have here the Lootergate scandal. It says here the Clintons were accused of, they were basically stealing furniture from the White House. They said that some of it was donated, and I mean the truth is some of it was donated, but they were taking more than actually what they were saying was donated. Because it's the Clintons we're talking about. They're very, very greedy people. Let's see. The drug dealer donor scandal. I gotta say this is one of the most ridiculous I've seen. A drug dealer who made such a large contribution to Hillary's campaign that she invited him into the White House with no Secret Service security present. I don't really understand that one, inviting a drug dealer in the White House and there's no security. I can understand the Secret Service not being present. They've just had a bad history of protecting the president. You can just look up some of these stories where some of them were drunk one night while they were supposed to be protecting the president, and another story where a man had jumped over the fence of the White House, and he was on the lawn of the White House for 14 minutes before he was finally caught. That's what I call pathetic. And how can we forget about the Monica Lewinsky scandal, where Bill Clinton lied and said that he did not have sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky, and then afterwards, he finally admitted to it and cried like a big baby on national television. He survived his impeachment trial by one vote. Not only was he not jailed like he should have been, like the dirtbag he is, but he got to serve out the remainder of his term in office. Because apparently, to most people, it doesn't matter. That doesn't affect the way he runs the country economically, because we don't need a person with any moral values whatsoever for our president. No. And I gotta say the worst, besides the whole Vince Foster, the Benghazi scandal. Basically where Hillary Clinton, just to make a long story short, going into Libya, where a country we should have never went into in the first place, had a U.S. embassy over there, and our ambassador over there, Christopher Stevens, when it was being attacked by terrorists, the U.S. embassy was under attack, and he requested for help 3 times from the Clinton administration and was refused help and ended up being killed by terrorists. And I think 2 other people were killed in that incident too. I just like to ask Hillary, why did you not send him help? I mean, it doesn't get any more clearer than this. And she was not jailed for this. Pretty much murder. I mean, she was responsible for the murder of someone. And then the whole email scandal where she's hidden thousands and thousands of emails from the public. She's not a trustworthy person, and anybody who thinks that she's fit to run office, I don't know. I don't know what to say to you lot. There's so much evidence just to prove otherwise. And I'm not a really big supporter of Donald Trump. I think he's okay and everything. But I don't really side with the whole left, the right thing. I'm kind of independent. I'm in the middle, because I think both sides have flaws to them. I don't think either side is going to be able to fix America's problems, because I don't even believe God can fix America. And I mean, there's a lot of people out there who don't even believe the left or right exists. That it's just all an illusion from the government. You know, it's all fabricated. It's all lies. But there's one thing that I know for sure, and that's Hillary Clinton is not fit to run office, any kind of public office whatsoever. Just look at her history. And another thing I know is that CNN is fake news, and that MSNBC is fake news too. You can just look it up. All the videos. I mean, CNN, they've embarrassed themselves multiple times. They've given us many false stories. Really unreliable hosts like Anderson Cooper, Jake Tapper, or as Mark Dice calls him, Jake Tapeworm, Wolf Blitzer, Don Lemon, and the rest of them. You know, the leftist biased news station that continues to feed us propaganda, continues to feed us lies. But they're going to have to answer to God one day for it, and that day is going to come sooner than they think it is. Okay, that's all I have to say for this. Just continue to keep watching my Facebook Live videos, and we're going to continue to expose false news. We're going to continue to expose all the evil of the world. I'm Matthew High. Thanks for watching.